have you been?
Natalie, what happened?
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're looking at what to keep in mind for the third season of Showtime's Yellowjackets. Spoilers ahead for the first 2 seasons.
Really showed me how people need to hear my story.
Number 10. The Ghost of Jackie. After the death of Jackie Taylor in the season 1 finale of Yellowjackets, we didn't expect to see her again, but in the following season, her ghost appears to her guilt and grief-stricken best friend Shauna.
You don't want to talk about the future, maybe we should dig into the past. It's probably why I'm still here. You're like holding on to me or whatever. That's like haunting 101.
In episode 2, Taissa says Jackie's body should be burned, and as a result, she becomes the first human they consume. After that, Shauna doesn't see her spectral form anymore.
I don't know. Yes, you do. Go on, say it.
Ella Purnell is a very busy actor, so perhaps that's why she wasn't able to reprise her ghostly role. However, the season 3 trailer gives us a brief glimpse of her winking at someone. Is Shauna still the only one who sees her, or could she appear to other characters like Jeff?
Just disappearing, it's not as easy as they make it look on TV, Callie.
Number 9. Misty told Crystal she destroyed the black box. Misty finding and breaking the plane's emergency transmitter is one of the show's earliest shocking moments. In the wilderness, she has value to the Yellowjackets, unlike back in the real world where she's either ignored or teased.
No, it's too loose here. Stop the bleeding without cutting off the circulation.
How do you know how to do all this?
I took the Red Cross babysitter training class. Twice.
Misty's need for power and acceptance in the group drives her to destroy their chance of being rescued. In season 2, Misty bonds with Kristen, aka Crystal, and decides to confess her dark secret.
You're the reason we never got rescued?
Oh my gosh, you should see your face. I totally got you.
You're not that good of an actress.
Naturally, she's horrified. Her reaction has Misty panicking, and as they argue, she mistakenly backs Crystal off a cliff, killing her. Will anyone else find out in the 1996 timeline, or even the present? And if so, how will Misty handle it? Or maybe we should ask, how will they handle Misty?
So what's our next move? Dr. Phil, Oprah. Should I get a publicist?
Number 8. The Pit Girl mystery continues.
I thought that I was ready for this, but I'm so afraid. I'm so afraid that when we find her, and what if she looks just like Jackie did, you know?
In the pilot episode of Yellowjackets, we see a girl with long hair running for her life through the wintry wilderness until she falls into a fatal trap. After 2 seasons, we still don't have a confirmed identity for Pit Girl, although fans have theorized that it could be Mari or possibly Jen.
Well, I'm not saying I want to. I just, if that's the situation, then it would be disrespectful to the wilderness to waste it.
The season 3 trailer shows Mari wearing a similar nightgown while being chased by the girls. However, it appears to be the spring or summer and she's not wearing the necklace. Plus, with new characters announced, it could very well be one of them. We're not sure how long the show will keep us guessing, but hopefully we get some answers in season 3.
You know what, Misty? Maybe just later.
Okay.
Number 7. Javi's fate.
Okay. We need to find a way to stay alive.
With their food supply running out, the girls draw cards to choose who will be a sacrifice. Natalie picks the Queen of Hearts and gets ready for Shauna to kill her. However, Travis shoves Shauna, letting Natalie flee into the wilderness. Javi tries to help and take her to the cave where he stayed before.
I can take you there. You can trust me.
Tragically, Javi falls into the frozen lake, and despite Nat's efforts to pull him out, he drowns in the freezing water. The group believes it was the wilderness that spared Natalie and took Javi in her place. We knew he wasn't one of the survivors, but his awful death was still a brutal scene to watch, as was the aftermath.
Let your brother save you, Travis. After everything he went through out here. Don't you owe him at least that?
Number 6. Walter killed and framed Kevin for murder. Season 2 introduces Walter Tattersall, a citizen detective looking into the disappearance of Adam Martin. You know, the guy Shauna murdered.
You obviously went through something really messed up. And I wanted to understand. Shauna, please.
Whoa, hey!
After spending time with Misty, Walter theorizes that she had something to do with Adam's death. However, he still likes her and devises a plan to protect the women, luring detectives Kevin and Matt to Lottie's compound. While he listens to Jeff falsely confessing to Adam's murder, Kevin collapses, dying from drinking hot cocoa that Walter laced with phenobarbital.
Hey, that's okay, buddy. I know this is a lot, but I'm a friend, and everything's gonna be fine.
Walter then threatens Matt to go along with framing his partner for killing both Adam Martin and Jessica Roberts, the woman Misty killed. Thanks to this deus ex machina, Shauna and Misty get away with murder.
Oh. I've taken the liberty of contacting the local authorities. Until you're ready to talk to them, you might want to close that.
Number 5. Taissa's other self. Since season 1, we've seen Taissa struggle with sleepwalking and other issues. As an adult, it begins to take over her life, endangering herself along with her wife, son, and pets.
I'm different from what people expect, and it scares them. But whatever they say about me, I hope you know, it isn't true.
I know. You're not the bad one.
This alter ego, often referred to as the bad one or the other one, leads her to do bizarre things like eating dirt, climbing trees, and creating disturbing shrines. In season 2, we see her shadow self reunite with Van.
You're the other one, aren't you? What do you want?
This isn't where we're supposed to be.
Taissa and Van then head to Lottie's compound. While some see other Taissa as a personality disorder, others believe she's connected to the seemingly supernatural element of the wilderness. Maybe season 3 will shed more light on if it's medical or otherworldly, or a little bit of both.
How do you know where you're going?
He chose me.
Who's he?
The one with no eyes.
Is that who you always follow?
Only when she lets me.
Okay, there's she too. Am I she? Then who is she?
Taissa.
Then who are you?
Number 4. The legacy of the Antler Queens.
I never wanted to be in charge. It chose me, I think, because I was the only one who knew how to listen.
After the plane crash and reluctance to accept their new reality, Lottie gradually became the leader of the survivors and offered spiritual guidance. The end of season 1 suggested she was the infamous Antler Queen, the shrouded figure presiding over the cannibal cult that eventually forms out of starvation. In season 2, Natalie is chosen to be a sacrifice, but during the intense hunt, Javi dies instead. Now that everyone can hear the wilderness, Lottie doesn't feel that she needs to lead them anymore and passes the mantle to Natalie. But creatives behind the camera also hint the Antler Queen could continually change, so we'll see how long teen Natalie holds onto it.
It's an interesting direction because all of these girls might have an opportunity to be queen.
Number 3. The cabin burned down.
Guys, wake up!
In the season 2 finale's 1996 timeline, Shauna wakes everyone up when she realizes the cabin is on fire and the girls barely make it out alive. Outside, they huddle together and watch the cabin go up in flames. We see Coach Ben grab matches, but we don't see him light the fire himself.
I think that you and I together could probably survive the winter. Hey, do you hear me? You don't have to stay here. You're not like the rest of these girls.
Given how horrified he is by the cannibalism, and his plea for Natalie to leave with him, all signs point to him as the arsonist. Then again, it's been speculated that it could be Taissa's shadow self, or the power of the wilderness. No matter who the culprit is, the Yellowjackets are without shelter and exposed to the elements during a Canadian winter.
Up in your arms, too late to beg you, or cancel it though I know it must be the killing time.
Number 2. Natalie's death.
There's nothing to be afraid of, you know?
No. I'm not supposed to be here.
Season 2's finale had multiple storylines to conclude, but the most heartbreaking was the accidental death of Natalie. The core Yellowjackets are all together at Lottie's compound, reenacting their hunting ritual.
It's up to you. The way we used to, you can
You can submit, or you can run.
It gets chaotic when Shauna draws the card, flees into the woods, and before Lottie can attack her, Callie shoots her in the arm. When Lisa pulls a gun on Natalie, Misty attempts to stab her with a syringe. However, Natalie quickly dives in front of her and the needle goes into her instead, and within minutes, she perishes in Misty's arms. It's a gut punch for everyone, but taking the life of the person she considers her best friend will haunt Misty for life.
You and your friends will be safe now.
Walter. He killed my best friend.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. The Yellowjackets believe the darkness followed them home. At the core of Yellowjackets is the prevailing question: are there supernatural forces at play?
Okay, so you've all actually lost your minds. You know there's no it, right? It was just us.
Is there a difference?
There are still lingering questions that haven't been answered, the postcards and the symbol, and mysteries that seem too strange to have a logical explanation. Lottie seems most in tune with the wilderness and strongly believes there is an it that dictates their lives and deaths.
We gave it what it wanted. It is pleased with us.
Before she's taken away, the injured Lottie implies that they'll be rewarded for their sacrifice, specifically Van, who has terminal cancer. However, what they're experiencing could actually be attributed to trauma and mental health issues. Is the presence real, or are they just using the idea of an entity influencing their behavior to cope with the unspeakable things they did to survive?
You tell me, does a hunt that has no violence feed anyone?
What burning questions do you hope will be answered in Season 3? Let us know in the comments below.
It's called a narrative. Try and yes and a little here.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.